What's up, gamers? It's your boy, Launchpad 1412. Excited to be back with some Madden 24 MUT gameplay here. We got an online ranked match versus a random opponent. Now, I don't know what level we on, All-Star or MVP. If I lost, probably because I was on MVP. If I won, probably because I was on All-Star. You know what I'm saying? Because someone asked me what level I was on, so I'm just answering. I'm joking, of course, but I go back and forth. I don't really win. Oh my goodness. Ted Hendricks, man, already, man. Just getting the video started, man. How many interceptions does this man have since I've gotten him? He's got to have at least 50, at the least 50, which is kind of wild. But at any rate, well, yeah. When I get to MVP level, I win, I lose, I win, I lose. More often, I lose 3 games. Um, and then they demote me back down to All Star. And then I think one of the few times I went to All Star, I went undefeated, so they put me back up to MVP. So I just keep going back and forth. Just in case you guys was wondering, I'm probably never going to hit legend. I'm not necessarily trying. I just don't. I just know I'm not at that. Here's the thing, right? Julius Pepper gets an interception. Here's the thing. See, I know what level I'm at only because I really used to be really, really good at Madden back in the day. And what I'm trying to explain to you is that I understand the dedication that it takes to be good at this game. Like, should be really good at it. Really to be good at anything. It's kind of the same thing with basketball. Like, how I got good at basketball. What people don't understand is that I did a lot of training, man. Like, a lot of playing. I played the game a lot. I was on the street ball course a lot, playing and hooping, like, all the time. There were some days I was playing, like, 9 games a day. Like, I literally was, like, playing like so much. So that's how I got good at the game. Just kept playing. Same thing with Madden, like in 08, 07, when I was beating like legendary tier guys. I'm not saying like all the time, but more often than not, this is back when like they used to have like these things called like groups or something like that. And I remember I would be beating people, and they would be begging me in the messages to not beat them, to quit the game, because I guess if you have a certain record, you can't be in certain groups or something like that. And it was kind of weird, but of course I couldn't like not beat them because I had to feed my own ego at the same time. So, but yeah, it was just one of those things. So I really understand what it takes to be good at this game. Like a lot of these players. Well, I mean, you do got some people, just like in basketball, you do got some people that just got a natural knack for the game and just understand the game on a level that I don't. Just like people understand basketball on a level that I don't. I've been playing most of my life, so that happens. But you do get those situations that people are just naturally great at. As I throw an interception, but then there's people like me that's got to study to get good. Even with my schoolwork, I didn't necessarily start off an honor roll student. Back in the day, it took a little while for me to grasp the concept of an honor roll student, and what it takes. Because I wasn't necessarily like I was always fairly smart, just like my son, but just not necessarily. I wasn't the most natural learner when it came to like assessing, how to study and doing homework and stuff like that. I wasn't necessarily naturally gifted one at that. I know people, like I know geniuses. I know one genius that I'm friends with at least, and I also know other people. I was around my age back in the day. They just understood the concepts of chemistry and math and stuff like that. Just like without barely even reading the book, all I had to do was listen to the teacher, and they would do the homework. It would take them like 5 minutes sometimes, versus me, it's taking me like 40 minutes, an hour to do the homework. Like I said, until I study it enough to where I grasp the concept, but then eventually I master it. As I get an interception right here, man, it's your boy. Looking good, Billy Ray. We take that one all the way to the Baja. Yes, so that interception was paramount, man. This guy, he was doing a good job of shutting me down offensively. Some people, man, that I'm going to face as just offensively, I really can't do much with it, but my defense, it helps make up for it as we get an interception right there. My defense is pretty good, but every now and then you'll get people that'll school me on defense. I think in the last video I showed you guys a guy that was just really, really good at defense, and on offense, my defense just wasn't that good. So I mean, it happens. It really does happen. But But yeah, but like I was saying, like with everything else, you just gotta study. Like when I was younger, I remember my uncle used to do multiplication with me, and he would ask me stuff like 3 times 4, and I would be guessing. I would say like 7 and 8 and stuff like that. When we obviously know it's 12, but it took a while. But I ended up mastering math, from basic math to polynomials, like all those fractions and all that other stuff. I had it mastered. But like I remember one time in college, I got a 98 out of 100 on this math test, and I remember the students that I was cool with in that class, they would say, "Look," even my cousin was like, "Yo, how did you even know this?" Like, but because my uncle studied with me, long nights, man, a lot of long nights. So basically, in a nutshell, I'm telling you, I'm not necessarily ready for a legend. Don't get me wrong, I'll play anybody. I'll play Throne, CC, whoever. Problem right, I'll play anybody. But most likely, I know, honestly, I probably couldn't beat them. I honestly do know that. So we take a 10-7 old school 2012 Launchpad 1412 classic win. A 10-7 win, man. Like that's like Launchpad back in the day, man. I used to sneak those wins in, man, all the time, man. Oh my goodness, man. That's when I was running the ball like crazy. Like every first and second down, it was a run. It was no question. And I was using the defensive lineman back then. I don't even know if y'all even remember, but now I'm using the linebacker, but in the corners and the defensive backs. But man, in 2012, you can go back and look, man. I was using the defensive lineman. I was coming off the edge, man. Your boy.